You probably think you know how sunscreen works. You buy it. You put it on. You avoid a sunburn, right? But new research from the last few years says we've been getting a lot of things wrong. From how we apply sunscreen to what kinds actually protect us, and even how it may affect the environment and your body. In this video, we're unpacking the latest science about sunscreen. What's changed, what still works, and what you really need to know to protect your skin without falling for myths. Let's get into it. First things first. Not all sunscreens work the same way, and most people are using them wrong. A 2023 study from the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology found that over 60% of sunscreen users don't apply enough and don't reapply when needed, which makes even the best SPF almost useless. Let's break this down. When you see SPF 30, it sounds powerful. But SPF, or sun protection factor, doesn't mean what most people think. It's not a multiplier of time you can spend in the sun. It's a percentage of UVB protection. SPF 15 blocks about 93% of UVB rays. SPF 30 blocks about 97%. SPF 50 about 98%. There's no such thing as 100%. An SPF only measures UVB, the rays that cause sunburn, not UVA, which penetrate deeper and cause long-term damage like aging and cancer. That's why dermatologists now say the most important label isn't SPF, it's broad spectrum. That means it protects against both UVA and UVB. And here's something even newer. A 2024 study from the European Journal of Dermatology found that visible light, the kind you get from screens and LEDs, can also damage skin cells, especially in people with darker complexions or hyperpigmentation issues. Bottom line, you need more than you need proper application, reapplication, and broad-spectrum defense. Not just on sunny days, but any time you're exposed to light. Now, let's talk about what's inside your sunscreen. Most sunscreens fall into two categories. 1. Chemical sunscreens. These use ingredients like oxybenzone, avobenzone, and octinoxate. They absorb UV rays and convert them to heat. 2. Mineral sunscreens, also called physical sunscreens. These use zinc oxide or titanium dioxide to reflect UV rays like a mirror. But, in 2023, the FDA and other regulatory agencies raised new concerns about chemical sunscreens. Not because they don't work, but because some ingredients get absorbed into the bloodstream. A study from the FDA published in JAMA found that after one application, chemicals like oxybenzone and octinoxate were detectable in the blood at levels higher than expected and remained there for days. Does that mean they're dangerous? We don't know yet. There's no clear evidence of harm, but studies in 2024 are now looking at potential links to hormone disruption and allergic reactions. As a result, many dermatologists are now recommending mineral-based sunscreens, especially for children, pregnant people, and those with sensitive skin. Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide sit on the skin's surface, aren't absorbed, and are generally considered safer. However, and here's the catch, they can be thicker, chalkier, and leave a white cast on the skin. New formulations are better, but some people still prefer chemical versions for cosmetic reasons. So what's the new advice? Choose broad-spectrum protection. Go for SPF 30 or higher. If you have sensitive skin or health concerns, try mineral-based formulas. Apply at least a shot glass full about 1 ounce. For full body coverage, reapply every 2 hours, especially after swimming or sweating. Here's something most people completely overlook. Your sunscreen can expire or break down in the heat. Sunscreen is a chemical formula and like any product, it has a shelf life. The FDA requires that sunscreen be effective for at least 3 years, but many people keep half-used bottles in their car, beach bag, or bathroom cabinet for much longer. In a 2023 consumer study, nearly 40% of people admitted to using expired sunscreen. Some more than 5 years old. That's a problem. High temperatures, like leaving sunscreen in a hot car, can break down active ingredients even before the printed expiration date, and that means less protection than you think. Pro tip: if your sunscreen smells off, looks separated, or has changed color, if it's older than 3 years and doesn't have an expiration date, toss it. If you want to keep it potent, store it in a cool, dry place, not the glove box. Now let's talk about sunscreen and skin cancer, because here's where the science gets complex. Sunscreen has been promoted for decades as a cancer prevention tool, but does it really reduce your risk? The answer is yes, when used correctly. A 2024 long-term study from Australia, the country with the highest rate of skin cancer in the world, followed over 1,600 people for 10 years. Those who used sunscreen daily had 40% fewer squamous cell carcinomas, 50% fewer precancerous growths, and a significant reduction in melanoma risk, especially in people under 50. But, and this is important, sunscreen only protects the areas you apply it to, and most people miss key spots like the ears, scalp, neck, and tops of the feet. And here's something else new. Some research now suggests that certain people use sunscreen as a license to overexpose themselves to the sun, staying out longer and skipping shade or clothing. Dermatologists call this the sunscreen paradox. Thinking you're protected, you end up at higher risk than if you had used multiple layers of protection. So the takeaway: sunscreen is powerful, but it's not a magic shield. Combine it with shade, hats, sunglasses, and UV protective clothing. Don't use it to stay in the sun all day. Use it to prevent damage when you have to be in it. What about environmental concerns? If you've heard about reef-safe sunscreen, here's what that's all about. Certain chemical sunscreen ingredients, especially oxybenzone and octinoxate, have been shown to harm coral reefs, fish, and marine life. These chemicals can disrupt coral growth, bleach reefs, and even damage DNA in aquatic organisms. As a result, Hawaii, Bala, Aruba, and parts of Mexico have banned sunscreens with these ingredients. Reef-safe or reef-friendly labels are popping up, but there's no regulation behind the term. The safest bet for ocean health: use mineral-based sunscreens with non-nano zinc oxide or titanium dioxide. These don't harm marine ecosystems and still give you great protection. If you're going swimming in the ocean or snorkeling, your sunscreen choice doesn't just affect you. It affects entire ecosystems. One of the biggest shifts in recent years is that dermatologists now recommend daily sunscreen, even indoors, even on cloudy days. Why? Because UV rays penetrate glass, meaning if you drive, sit near windows, or work under skylights, you're still exposed. And newer research in 2023 to 2025 is exploring how visible light, especially high-energy blue light from screens, may also contribute to hyperpigmentation and premature aging, particularly in people with melanin-rich skin. So, if you care about your skin's appearance, not just health, sunscreen is a daily essential. Here's what the pros now say. Use a lightweight, mineral-based sunscreen daily, even if you're not going outside. Look for formulas with added antioxidants, like niacinamide or vitamin C. Reapply if you're sweating, using your phone a lot, or under bright lights all day. Consider a tinted sunscreen. These often protect better against visible light. Let's recap what you've learned, because this is the new sunscreen science most people still get wrong. 1. SPF isn't everything. Broad-spectrum protection matters more. 2. Application matters. Most people don't use enough. 3. Reapplication is key, especially after 2 hours or water. 4. Chemical versus mineral. Both work, but mineral may be safer for you and the environment. 5. Heat and age ruin sunscreen. Store it properly and check expiration dates. 6. Sunscreen reduces cancer risk, but only when used as part of an overall sun strategy. 7. Daily use matters, even indoors or in winter. So, are you using sunscreen the right way? The new science says it's not just a summer thing. It's not just a beach thing. And it's not just for people with fair skin. It's a daily, active, protective measure. And when used correctly, it's one of the most effective, science-backed ways to reduce aging, cancer, and long-term damage. Thanks for watching. Good to know. If this video helped clear up some sunscreen confusion, hit the like button. Subscribe for more smart science content, and drop a comment below. What's your go-to sunscreen brand? And what did you learn today? Until next time, stay curious, stay healthy, and stay informed.